Okay, perfect. All right, so I am Richard Gibson. I work with McGraw Hill. I'm a learning technology representative. And I'm working with Kathy, Randy, Paula. And you guys are going to be using Connect and Learn Smart in your guys' class. Have anyone used Connect at all? Does anyone know what it is? No? You're all new? Perfect. So I'll show you exactly what it is, why it's good for you, that sort of thing, how to register. Also, too, I'm going to go over pricing. So there's two ways to buy the book. One, you can go to the bookstore. I think it's about $160 to $170. Yeah. Another way to do it is, and we'll show you as Kendra logs in here, you can buy it directly from us. So you're going to have access to this to Connect anyways. So Connect Plus is $80, I believe, or 70? 70, right? $70, so it's a lot cheaper. And then also to write this down, Smart Start 14, that's a promo code. It's going to give you 15% off of that price. So even cheaper than that. 15%. So it'll be a few dollars. So write that down. You'll need that. And then also too, this 1-800 number, save that in your cell phone. If you have technical issues, call them. That's our McGraw Hill technical support. So if you have any questions with Connect. If you do decide that you want the book, we do have an option inside Connect where you can upgrade and get a loose leaf version, pretty much just like the bookstore has, full color, for $40. So 70 plus 40, what, $120. So still cheaper than the bookstore. So those are the ways you can buy it. Does anyone have any questions on that? Or?
I'm sorry, can you say it again? You're saying that you get a discount Smart Start?
Yeah, so if you put that in, there's a place to put in for a promo code. Yeah. So you just type in Smart Start 14. It'll give you 15% off the $70. So let's go into the, I have no idea how Moodle works, so do you know how to go into the class?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then
Here it is.
Moodle 2, I think.
Oh yeah, you need to go in Moodle 2. Yeah.
Moodle 2.
Use Blackboard in my school.
All right.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and now,
How to register.
okay, I'm going to let you do it. So here on the side, before you press it, you guys are going to go into, it says McGraw Hill Campus. So go ahead and click on McGraw Hill Campus.
Okay.
This is going to take you over to Connect. Hit agree, get started. And then you're going to hit this Connect button here on the bottom. And then, well, let's use email. Oh, put in an email. I would recommend to put your pipeline email in here just to keep everything kind of associated. But you can use whatever email you want for the most part. And then hit Find My Account.
Create a new one.
And then, okay, so you want to go down to Create a New Account right below. Yep, right that. Perfect.
Okay.
So now go ahead and create a password for yourself. This you're not really going to have to remember because it's going to link to your Moodle account. So this is a one-time registration process that you'll go through. Once this is finished, every time you hit McGraw Hill Campus, it's going to log you right into Connect. So you'll only have to really remember your pipeline email. All right, so pause here for a minute. So if you did buy the book and you do want to keep the book, or in the back, you can enter your registration code here that comes with the book. If you want to buy it online, get the discount, you'd hit buy online, and that's where you're going to put in your credit card information, that sort of thing. When you do hit buy online, don't press it now, but you'll see there's two different options, and I believe an email was sent out to you guys. There's one that has Connect Plus, there's one that has Connect. The Connect is cheaper by $10, but you're not going to get access to the book. You won't have access to upgrade the book. So make sure you do the Connect Plus. It's $70, and it's going to give you access to the book. If you do Connect, you're still going to have to buy the book somewhere else, and you're going to be spending more money. So do Connect Plus, and then enter the promo code. Does
everybody get that?
Does everyone get that? Okay.
Connect Plus.
So for you, we're just going to do Start Courtesy Access.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can always go back in and buy it later. And then if you don't, so that's if you are waiting on a paycheck, financial aid, whatever it is, you can also hit, we just press Start Courtesy Access. That's going to give you 2 weeks of full access to Connect. So you can start working on your assignments right away. So there's no reason for you to submit any late assignments. So as you can see, access is going to expire September 9th. So she has 2 weeks to work before she has to do any sort of payment. That's going to give you access to everything in the book, all that. So hit Continue. And then, yeah, just put it in your pipeline again.
So this book can only be purchased online? It's an online book, or can you can get a hard copy if you want?
You can go to the bookstore and
You
buy,
get that.
show him what you have. You can buy the loose leaf book and it has the
Don't
code
check
in
that.
there.
This one gets mailed. Yeah. There we go.
Perfect.
It costs more.
Okay. Yeah, hit Go to Connect.
None of them are hard copy. They're all loose leaf like.
Okay,
this.
cool. So I'll take over for now. Thank you so much. All right.
Richard,
Yes.
how do they actually get this then? If they go in and sign up and they want this, and they do Connect Plus, can they get this loose leaf book and the Learn Smart Connect?
Yeah, they can. There should be an option. You know, it was there on the class I presented yesterday. Let me double check and find out. But once you have Connect Plus, there should be like a little box here on the side that says that you want to upgrade it. You want to do the print upgrade option, and that's the $40 extra. But let me double check because that's not showing here right now, and we want to make sure that that is an option for you. I'm 90% sure it is, but it wasn't showing. It was showing yesterday, so.
Said it was an option when we did all this, that they can buy the.
They can buy the loose leaf, yeah, yeah. Let me just. I'm sure it is, but I just want to double check why it's not showing right now, and then see about it.
Because we're in the.
But it's probably because we're in the trial. So once you buy it, it should go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably in the trial thing, it doesn't show that.
Right, right. So once you buy Connect Plus, you should be able to upgrade it for the $40. Does anyone have any questions on that? Any other questions? Sure.
If I bought my book on Amazon, like a used copy, the registration code, I didn't know if there was an online.
Yeah. So if you bought a used copy, then you probably just want to do Connect.
Right.
Save the $10 because you have a book already. But I'll show you also too. There's a nice feature in here if you have Connect Plus. It's called Smart Book. And then so I'll show you what that is, and then you can decide whether or not. So yeah, if you have a book already, then you can just do the Connect. If you don't have a book, you're better off doing Connect Plus because that comes with the ebook. Yes.
So with the initial $70 and then the $40, is that online you have it, or is that the hard copy, or automatically you get it when you sign up?
Yeah, so that's all online. So when you first register, you're going to select Connect Plus. That comes with the ebook. And then you'll see here on the side, there's going to be an option. It's called a print upgrade. And then you would press that. You would spend another $40, and then we'll ship you a book.
Okay, so you have to get the book that way. It's not just online like that.
Yeah, that's the way you have to get the book. Yeah.
The book is online.
No, the book. Yeah, the book. That's if you want the physical book.
If you want this.
You want the hard
with
copy.
it, Then you do the upgrade, and that's $40.
That's what I was.
So there's no reason for me to print it out, right? To get that. As long as I have everything in mind, right?
If you don't want the physical book, you don't have to
You
but do the
don't
upgrade
need to
option.
bring the book to class. If you think that you are disciplined enough to read online and you don't want to have a hard copy, then that's fine, you do that. You just do the Connect Plus. But if you feel like you should have a hard copy, because you are going to be answering questions pertaining to each chapter, you're either going to have to read the chapter online or read it in your book before you answer those questions, or you'll never pass. You'll never get the questions correct.
Can we bring our laptops into class?
No.
So I'll show you. Now, let me show you a couple things. So you have access to the ebook, like I said, and you can print everything out too. So if you're not allowed to bring your laptop in, if you wanted to print the chapter out, you can do that. So if you press, let me go back. So if you're here on the home page, this is where you're going to see all your assignments. If you press here on the textbook, this will take you into the static ebook. And from here, you can go into the chapters. It's organized by sections. So you have, this is literally the whole book. You can highlight, you can put in sticky notes, you can bookmark. All of this will be saved, and you can actually go into, so once you've been doing, you can go to My Notebook here. And once you have your highlights, sticky notes, whatever, it's all going to be saved here, so it'll be nice and easy for you to go back if you're studying. Like you put a note somewhere, it'll just be saved right here.
Sick.
So that's the ebook. And you can print, you can print out the pages if you wanted to bring them into class. Let's go back home. Now the assignments that are part of your grade are the Learn Smart assignments, and they're organized by each chapter. So we're going to jump into chapter 1 here. And this is Learn Smart and SmartBook. And I'll explain the difference between the two. So when you first click in here, you're going to see, it's going to give you some, like a basic overview of what SmartBook is. You can click around it, find a little bit more about it. And if it loads, here it goes. All right. So this is it. As you can see on the bottom, there's little things you can click to find out more about it. But we're just going to go ahead and hit start. I'll put you as anonymous. Is that OK?
Sure.
It doesn't really matter. It's just like a little game thing. So when you first start here, and you have this little coach, she'll talk to you and kind of help you along the way. You're going to see an overview of the chapter, and this is going to give you basically just an idea of what you're going to be studying, what you're going to be reading. And so it's just going through and looking at, OK, what am I going to be studying today? Next, you go into the read section. And this is called, this is the SmartBook, and this is our adaptive reading program, and I'll explain what I mean by adaptive. Here's the coach again. So as you go through the book, you're going to notice it's highlighted. So these highlighted portions are the portions that you should be studying. So we've already gone ahead and highlighted the stuff that you need to be focusing on. So that way you're studying more efficiently, more productively. And as you can see, Kendra has kind of a lot of reading to do right now.
What happens when you highlight on top of that?
So you don't highlight in this particular book. You'd have to go back into the ebook, and that's where you do your own highlighting. So this is more on helping you focus on the core concepts of the class and getting those into your memory. And you'll notice too that there is text dimmed out. This is because this is stuff that not necessarily, we don't want you to read it, but it's stuff that is not really completely relevant for you to be studying at this point in time. If you do want to read it, go ahead and just click on it, and it comes regular text. Next.
It do all the job for you, the SmartBook.
It's basically doing the job for you. So you have no reason not to pass this class.
That's not true. Don't
I'm just kidding. Next, so this is where you're going to be getting your grade, is when you go into the practice section. And this is what it's doing, is it's asking you questions based on what you've read. So if you want to get through this quickly, read the book first and then come into practice. You can come here into practice and work on the questions, but it may take you a little bit longer if you haven't read the book. So for you, if you already have a used book, if you buy Connect only, you get access to this portion, but you do not have access to the SmartBook where it highlights for you. So you can still work on your grade, getting your grade, but yeah, just read the chapter in your physical book before and then come here and do the work. And so when you're answering the questions, you want to click the question, click the correct answer. Let's see, which of the following best defines the term health?
You have to go back to that health definition
Oh,
that
you
you.
select one.
I know, I didn't read it.
Yeah.
So let's see.
You
I'm going to
told us
press
not to
ensure.
read it. I thought
I
it was
know.
important.
And then you select your confidence. So I'm not sure, but I got it correct. Yes. And then,
Explain that, go back and explain that about the confidence level.
yeah. So as you go through the questions, you want to click. You're going to try and do your best as far as getting the question right. But then you need to tell the system if you know the answer. And so this is how the system's learning about each and every one of you. So everybody is going to have a different knowledge on how much information they know. So this system is actually going to be learning you. So kind of like Netflix, how you rate movies and then it gives you, recommended movies for you. This is the same kind of idea. So as you answer the questions, as you work through the practice, the system is learning you as a student. You're going to be completely different from someone else. And then what's really cool is once you start working here in the practice, when you go back into the read, once the system knows a little bit more about you, your highlights are actually going to change based on what you, as a student, need to be studying. So that's why this is adaptive reading. Does anyone have any questions so far?
Go through and show them where their questions are. So for each chapter, you have a certain number of questions you need to answer, and it will automatically grade those and put points in your grade book.
Yeah, this is it. these are the questions that you're going to be answering. And then if you look here on the top, it's 2%. So that means we're 2% closer to, you're at 2% of how much knowledge that you have shown the system that you know, which is because we got that question right. So you're going to have to go back and do more. But what you want to do is you want to get it to 100% before the due date hits. So if we go, and we'll go back, there's a due date and due time. Hold on one second. Once the due date and due time comes, it's going to capture that percentage and put it into the grade book. So you can go back in here later, you can study, you can redo the questions, but you're not going to be able to improve your grade. So work in this before the due date to get the best grade possible. Get a question?
So does the teacher have access to this if they want to know how you're doing it?
Yeah, the teacher. Yeah.
And are you going to place that as part of our grade also, as how well we've been doing working on this?
You're gonna get your
more than one
points
time. Like if
based
you
on
get
the
it wrong,
questions that you
do you just
answer.
redo the
But I
question to
can
get it
go
right?
ahead and see
Or
if
is it just
someone's not going
It'll
in
give you-
and not using
yeah,
the
I'll
ebook
answer your
and
question.
not reading, I can tell. So then we'll have a little chat about what's going on and why aren't, do you need help? Or are you struggling? Or how can we, make it better for you? So
Okay, so you asked if you could redo the questions, right? Yes. So if you get a question wrong, you're not necessarily going to get the same question, but you'll get another type of question on the content. So the system's really going to try and learn whether or not you really know the content. So this isn't something you can really game. You can't just go in here and press random answers, I know it, random answers, I know it, random answers, I know it, because the system's going to know. So it's definitely, you have to know the content and then be pressing I know it to get through it. But be honest. Tell the system if you think so, if you're unsure, if you have no idea, because that's really going to help you progress.
Can you read the questions first so you have an idea of what to be looking, what information that you need to focus on, and then go back to the book and then read it and then come back and answer the questions?
Yeah, no, you absolutely can do that. And then we also have we have read about this. So when you hit this, this will jump you right into that place in the book where you can find that answer.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
So, and then you should be able to, yeah.
Just a word of advice, if you kind of do it that way, it takes a really, really long time because then you're just researching answers. If you just read the chapter, it's not that hard to read. The book's really easy to read. You can answer the questions just right away. You'll know them as soon as you get them. So just a word of advice.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
do the reading ahead of time. That's the goal. And then it won't take you long to go in and answer the questions.
Definitely. Yeah, the best way to get through is just to read it and then do this. Because, yeah, if you do hit read about this, you're telling the system that you don't know the answer because you're having to go to the book to look for it. So the goal is for you to really be able to just be here, answer it, and then press I know it. So their best bet is to read the chapter and then come in here and work in the assignment. And then, of course, these are tools available to you if this is, if it's something you really don't know, you want to read more about it. You can go ahead and use that. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, and then let me talk about recharge. So recharge is, we can't get to this right now because we haven't worked in practice. But what happens is the system predicts what you're going to forget. So this is great to come back in before a test or whatever, and to come in here and work on those questions. So it's going to give you those questions that it thinks that you're most likely to forget, and it brings it back up into your memory and helps you put them into long-term memory. So.
Like the question that you answered wrong?
Yes, like if it's a concept that you had gotten wrong like a lot of times, and then maybe you got it right once, and then the system said, okay, you know it, but it's not something that you solidly know, it'll bring it back to you in recharge. So it's just definitely a great way to study and really master the concepts of whatever chapter you're studying. So that's it for the Smart Book.
You're going to show them the journal entries.
And then I'll show you the journal entry. So this is another requirement for your particular class. So back to Connect. So everything's organized by unit. And here's the journal entries. So each chapter, you just click into it. And I think you're requiring them just to write into a book, right?
Yes. Remember, this is where you get your composition book, and you write the answers in your composition book, not online. And you answer all the questions for each chapter.
So yeah, so when you jump into this, you'll just see there's a question, and if you hit next, you'll see the next question. And you have unlimited access to this, so just go through these and write the answer in your book. But you don't have to submit it online.
And again, the best way to approach this is you read your chapter, you go in and answer the questions, and then you do your journal entries. So if you sort of do it in that order, you're really preparing yourself to do a good job on the journal entries. Some of the journal entries are really easy. you list things. Some of them are more thoughtful, more critical thinking questions. So if you have that information already from the text and you've done well on your little quiz, then you're going to be more prepared to answer those questions.
Any other questions regarding anything, registration? Everyone's ready to take health? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sure now, you understand. You can go to the bookstore, you can buy this. This has the code in there that lets you register and have everything that we're seeing. Okay? Or you can go to the website, pay for the Connect Plus, and also get a hard copy of the book if you choose to do that. And then you have access to the ebook, to the Learn Smart, and if you have the hard copy, then you can read the hard copy and then go in and answer your questions. And there's deadlines, it shows in there the deadlines for each of the chapter quizzes. So you need to track that and make sure you are, see right there on the screen, it tells you that chapter 1 is due September 5th, that's a week from Friday. So by a week from Friday, you have to have done that quiz and then it'll assign those points to your grade book. It's a total of 100 points for all 17 chapters. There's different point values for different chapters. But that 100 points, again, is one of those easy 100 points. You don't want to skip that. That's something that you can all do on your own time. Okay?
Perfect. Any other questions?
Can you show me once more how did you get into Smart Book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just click on whichever chapter that's assigned. You just hit. And there, or you can go to Learn Smart here on the side, and then you can select a chapter, but the easiest way is just to do whatever chapter you're working on, just select it from. Okay. All right, and don't forget to save this phone number. You may need it.
Don't be packing up yet. We're not ready to
The,
go.
help on that.
That's for, yeah, so this is help for Connect. So if you have problems registering, if you have problems, something not working, give them a call. There are hours. I'm not sure what they are, but you can find everything up here on the help as well. There's help there too if you experience any issues, but it's pretty straightforward. I don't foresee anyone having too many issues.
So what if I go home and I go ahead and finish chapter 1 and I decide I want to go on chapter 3? Can I go ahead or do I have to wait till the expiration date to expire?
No, there's nothing set as far as when you can go
So
in.
you can go do as much as you
Yeah.
want,
You
finish it if you
you
want, or
could
whatever.
go do all, there are only 4 chapters in this first unit. You could go ahead and do all 4 chapters over Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
And then you'd have all that done.
And you can do the journals for it.
And you can do the journals.
Oh, cool.
All that would be
And you're ahead of schedule.
Okay.
So that's the way to be thinking. I don't want you to be thinking at 11:50 on September 5th that, oh my God, I forgot to do the questions, because you're not going to get through them in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Trust me. We've sort of timed them. What we did is we went through and adjusted the number of questions, and most of the quizzes are sort of around 30 minutes. So that was about what we figured it would take.
Okay, what if you're in the middle of the quiz and it's past the time? Will it shut you down or will it let you finish?
You can still continue working on it, but once that due date hits, whatever percentage it says in the corner, it's going to take it and put it in the grade book.
Oh, okay.
So you want to be doing it. So each one's going to take you on average 30 minutes. I would say I wouldn't start working on this at 11:30 because it may take you more time, especially if you haven't read the chapter. It's going to take you a little bit longer to get through it.
I know I have a lot of questions, but
Yeah.
because I've taken a lot of online classes and I know I could be in the middle of something. Also, my computer shuts down, or I for some reason this shuts down. Will it take me back to where I was, or will I have to call you and say, "Can you reset it for me?"
No.
Have a
So
backup plan?
it's every time you answer a question, because this is all online, it's automatically saving it, adding it to your percentage.
everything will be
So if you
saved
crash in the middle of it, when you log back in, it's going to take you where you
Oh.
were.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, at midnight on the 5th, I don't want to be getting a bunch of emails from you about, oh, my computer crashed. Right. Don't go there with me.
Can you see that if it did happen, or we have to take by our word by what we're telling you?
I don't know any way that I would see what happened to their computers.
No, you can't see. I mean, the best thing to do is just
Just do it.
Do it
do it
ahead.
early, and then if you experience any problems,
No
Yeah.
browser issues, iPad, everything works.
everything. Yeah, everything.
This has been
It
a very
works.
stable environment. So,
Yeah.
and you should use Chrome or Firefox.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, those are the two browsers, Chrome or
Chrome,
Firefox. There
Firefox.
is an app on the Apple Store if you wanted to do it on your iPhone or your iPad. It's called Learn Smart. That gives you access to the questions, but not the actual book.
This is the app that looks just like this. It has Learn Smart. So there's something on the app they can't do. What was
You
it?
can't access the smart book. So you can just do the questions, which is really what you're graded on, but you can't access the book. If you wanted to, if you have an iPhone, iPad, if you want to get to the book, there's this browser called Puffin, and you can use that to access that, but that might be a little too in-depth.
You know, I downloaded this, but I haven't played with it yet. This is a browser that you could use on your iPads or iPhones
Yeah,
for access to the book.
for access to the Learn Smart. Because this is Flash-based, and there's no Flash
Are
on
they all
phones.
lowercase letters, or you have to use capital letters to do it?
For which?
When you're going on to
Puffin?
that browser, like, when you're punching in, does it matter what
I don't think it does.
capital or?
It shouldn't matter.
Okay, just.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think.
Alright.
I don't know.
I don't think it matters. Like if you're going to search for the app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it won't matter if you're searching for the app.
Okay.
Okay. You have a question?
Me?
Yeah?
No, I'm
Sure.
good.
Okay, you look
Okay.
like you were ready to.
No, I'm good.
All righty? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
All right? Those
Cool.
of you that